Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Loop, Red River Exhibition Park. We have got 8 races planned for you this afternoon. Great afternoon of pacing. And tell you what, let's take a look at the first race on the afternoon. Although not listed as the early favorite, I think the horse to watch in this one is going to be Braxton's Boy, starting second from the rail. Began in the 4th spot last week, took the lead on the first turn, never really looked back, winning a close one by a neck. Now, having said that, you could also make a case for the number 3 horse, One Last Bet, who ran 4th last week, but in a bit of a stronger field of horses, I'm going to say. This mare turned in a time 2 seconds faster than Braxton's pace from last week, which is why she is the early favorite at 2-1. My decision, though, comes down to who's holding the reins. Michael Ray, driving Braxton's Boy, tied for the lead this season with 8 wins under his belt. He has the hot hand of the field, and I think he's going to guide Braxton's Boy right into the winner's circle. To finish off your top 3, I'm going with the number 5 horse, Everyone's Hero. Now, I may raise a few eyebrows with that selection, but take a look at the money this gelding has won so far this year, over $20,000 in earnings, which I think tells a lot about this horse. Plus, at an early 5-1 on odds, a tri-actor bet with these 3 horses could be a nice way to start your day. So go with 2, 3, and 5 for race number 1. Those are my picks, which, by the way, race number 1, also the first race for the early daily double for race number 2. I like the number 3 horse, Raise Your Glass. So if you're playing the daily double, the double D, go with 2 and 3, and good luck to everybody from the Loop. And now with his picks, here is the professor, Mike Williams. For race number 1, ladies and gentlemen, we have a driver change to make you aware of. We have a driver change in race number 1. The number 3 horse, One Last Bet, is now being driven by Dean Ray. Again, race number 1, the number 3 horse, One Last Bet, being driven by Dean Ray. As well, if you're looking at your program, look ahead to race number 4. In race number 4, the number 4 horse, Not So Bashful, has been scratched from today's program. Again, race number 4, the number 4 horse, Not So Bashful, has been scratched. Well, good afternoon, everybody. The horses are on the track for race number 1 this afternoon at the Loop. Let's introduce you to everybody taking part in this race for a purse of $4,250. The track is fast. Your number 1 horse is B Special, driven by Daryl Mason and trained by Aaron Mason. There's your number 2 horse, Braxton's Boy, driven by Michael Ray, trained by Richard Ray. The number 3 horse, One Last Bet, once again driven by Dean Ray today, trained by Roland Ray. Your number 4 horse, Appoggiatura, driven and trained by Clayton Braybrook. And your number 5 horse is Everyone's Hero, driven by Paula Mason and trained by Sherry Mason. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as the horses head down the back stretch and get ready to line up at the post, let's reintroduce you to everybody taking part in this first race this afternoon here at the Loop Red River Exhibition Park. Your number one horse is B Special, driven by Daryl Mason. The number two horse is Braxton's Boy with your driver, Michael Ray. Take note, the number three horse, One Last Bet, today being driven by Dean Ray. Number four is Appoggiatura, driven by Clayton Braybrook. And the number five horse is Everyone's Hero with Paula Mason on the reins. The horses are heading towards the post, and we are but mere moments away from pacing. The horses are lined up and coming around the turn. They're at the post. Swing open that gate and watch them ponies accelerate. We are pacing race number one from the Loop Red River Exhibition Park on a beautiful, humid Saturday afternoon. The track is fast. It's 34 degrees with the Humidex as we dive down into turn number one. And the early start goes to Appoggiatura, driven and trained by Clayton Braybrook. Appoggiatura continues to lead as we come out of that turn, but then it is One Last Bet with Dean Ray taking over the lead as we head down that back stretch. Starting to lengthen the lead is One Last Bet, followed by Appoggiatura. Then it's B Special, Braxton's Boy, and Everyone's Heroes. We hit the first quarter at 29-4. One Last Bet continues to lead the way as we head into turn number two, followed by Appoggiatura, Braxton's Boy, B Special, and Everyone's Hero. Coming around that second turn and heading towards the home stretch for the first time, it is still One Last Bet showing the way as we head towards the halfway point. One Last Bet very, very closely followed by Braxton's Boy, and it's B Special, also Appoggiatura and Everyone's Hero, the halfway mark at 1 minute and 2. Going into turn number three, One Last Bet continues to show the way as everybody is stretched out. It is One Last Bet with Braxton's Boy, B Special, Appoggiatura, and starting to trail a little more now, it is Everyone's Hero. Going down that backstretch for the final time, this is where somebody might be making their move. It is still One Last Bet with Dean Ray as we head towards the three-quarter pole, and now starting to make a move on the outside. It is Braxton's Boy at that three-quarter post of 131-2. Now starting to make the move on the outside again. Braxton's Boy challenging One Last Bet as we head into the final turn. Now taking the lead, it is Braxton's Boy as One Last Bet starts to lose a little bit of steam. We're coming out of that final turn and heading towards the finish line. It is Braxton's Boy and One Last Bet challenging each other. It is Braxton's Boy taking over the lead as we cruise into the final. It is Braxton's Boy, One Last Bet, Braxton's Boy with One Last Bet and Appoggiatura at a time of 2:01-3. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner of race number 1 at the Loop this afternoon for a purse of $42.50 is Braxton's Boy, the number 2 horse, in a time of 2:01.3. Braxton's Boy, driven by Michael Ray, trained by Richard Ray. The 4-year-old bay gelding by Who's Your Boss out of Nitrous Force from Badlands, Hanover, is owned by Richard and Janet Ray of St. Claude, Manitoba. Once again, congratulations to your winner at a time of 2:01.3, Braxton's Boy. So your top down on the program, your official top down order of finish, 41235. 41235. The winner, Braxton's Boy. The number 2 horse paid $7 to win, $3.40 to place, and $2.10 to show. The number 3 horse won last bet, $3.70 to place and $2.10 to show, with nothing on Appoggiatura. $1 exactor 2-3 paid $3.75. Your 20-cent triactor 2-3-4 paid $3.77. $1 double 4 and 3 paid $14.85, and the $1 pick 4 $11. So there we go. That is official. It is race number 1 in the books from the Loop at Red River Exhibition Park. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look ahead to race number 2 on our 8-race card for this afternoon. This is the featured maiden race for the afternoon. And as always, a tough one to handicap, although today, to pick a winner shouldn't really be that difficult. With the number 3 horse, Raise Your Glass, far and away the best horse in the field, in my opinion, and no mystery why the colt is a favorite. Had a few issues a few weeks back where he broke stride early, fell well off the pace, but still powered back to finish second. Ran on the outside for over half the race last week, still managed to move up a place and finish fourth. I think starting third gives him an advantage, and he'll run all the way to the winner's circle. The rest of the field, tough to call. You've got 2 true maidens with very, very little history running their first races and starting side by side in the rail and pocket spots. 3 others that have only started in positions 1 to 2. So with that in mind, let's go with the odds makers on this one and take Chocolate Bomb and Major Threat, your number 6 horse, and your number 1 horses to finish second and third. For race number 2, make it 3 to win and make it 3-6-1 for your triactor bet. So good luck, everybody, from the Loop. And now, with his picks, here is the professor, Mike Williams. Just a reminder, folks, that if you take a look in today's program, you'll find yourself a nice coupon in there for the Fall Fair coming up August 30th, 31st, and September the 1st. Free admission for up to 4 people, and it's valid for free admission to the Fall Fair on the Saturday or the Sunday. So the 30th or the 31st coupon, not valid for the Friday. Coupon must be presented to the gate attendant upon arrival, and coupon is void if reproduced or anything like that. But again, why not take advantage of it? Come and join us at the Fall Fair next weekend and use that coupon out of your program today. We look forward to seeing you there. That's the Fall Fair, the Red River X for 2024. All kinds of fun. Well, the horses are coming on the track for race number 2 this afternoon. If you're just joining us from someplace in the world, we have got a fast track. This one for a purse of $3,650. It's a hot, humid day here in Winnipeg. This is a maiden race, and let's run down everybody taking part for you. The number 1 horse is Major Threat, driven by Richard Remillard and trained by Tara Isman. Your number 2 horse is Irish Maureen, driven by Tyler Grundy, trained by Jacqueline Grundy. The number 3 horse is Raise Your Glass, driven by Michael Ray, trained by Richard Ray. The number 4 horse, One Timer, driven by Daryl Mason and trained by Sherry Mason. Coming around the turn and into the grandstand view now, that's your number 5 horse in this race, number 2, Irish Hawk, driven and trained by Clayton Braybrook. And last but certainly not least, coming around the turn now, that's your number 6 horse, Chocolate Bomb, driven by Paula Mason and trained by Sherry Mason. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the horses are heading themselves out towards the back stretch, getting themselves ready to line up at the post. Let's reintroduce you to everybody for this second race this afternoon. By the way, our conditions are sunshine right now and 29 degrees with a humidex of 37. Windy as well, south-southeast 26, gusting to 37. Your number one horse for this race, number two, is Major Threat, driven by Richard Remillard and trained by Tara Isman. Your number two horse, Irish Maureen, driven by Tyler Grundy and trained by Jacqueline Grundy. Your number three horse, Raise Your Glass, with the driver Michael Ray, trainer Richard Ray. Number four is One Timer, driven by Daryl Mason, trained by Sherry Mason. Your number five horse, Irish Hawk, driven and trained by Clayton Braybrook. And the number six horse in this race, number two, is Chocolate Bomb, driven by Paula Mason, trained by Sherry Mason. The horses are getting themselves into position, and we are but mere moments away from pacing. The horses are lined up and coming around the turn. They're at the post. Swing over that gate and watch them ponies accelerate. This is our maiden race this afternoon. Somebody is going to taste the sweet thrill of victory for the very first time in a couple of minutes from now. As we head down into turn number one, Irish Maureen takes the early lead, but there from the outside comes Major Threat. It is actually Chocolate Bomb taking the early lead. Pardon me, Chocolate Bomb with the early lead as we head down the back stretch with One Timer, and then also followed by Raise Your Glass, Major Threat, and Irish Hawk. Heading to that first quarter post in a time of 32-1, it continues to be Chocolate Bomb showing the way, but making a move on the outside. That is Raise Your Glass, the favorite. Raise Your Glass, the 2-1 favorite, is starting to challenge for the lead, with Chocolate Bomb holding off as we come through turn number two. Chocolate Bomb and Paula Mason continue to show the way as we come around that second turn and head into the home stretch for the first time this race. It is also Raise Your Glass. Raise Your Glass now taking the lead ahead of Chocolate Bomb as we hit that halfway point of the race at 104-3. It is Raise Your Glass followed by Chocolate Bomb, and then we've got One Timer, Major Threat, and it's pulling up the rear, Irish Hawk. It is still Raise Your Glass showing the way with Chocolate Bomb close behind. One Timer, Major Threat, and Irish Hawk heading down that back stretch and starting to stretch out just a little bit more of a lead is Raise Your Glass and Chocolate Bomb as they start to separate themselves from the rest of the field. The favorite, Raise Your Glass, continues to lead at the three-quarter mark of 136-1. Raise Your Glass still showing the way, holding off all comers. Raise Your Glass and Chocolate Bomb, but the rest of the field starting to catch up now as well, with One Timer and Major Threat starting to pick up their pace. It is Irish Hawk well back of the field. Raise Your Glass continues to show the way as we come around the final turn and head for home. Raise Your Glass is showing the way in the maiden race. Will Raise Your Glass taste victory for the first time this afternoon? It is going to happen. The winner is Raise Your Glass, followed by Chocolate Bomb, and it looks like it might have been Irish Hawk showing some late speed for third place. We'll get the official results from the judges shortly. But in a time of 2:08-1, first victory of her career, it is Raise Your Glass. Now entering the winner's circle, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Raise Your Glass, at a time of 2:08.1, driven by Michael Ray, trained by Richard Ray. The 3-year-old bay colt is by Who's Your Boy out of Lady Annie from All American Native, and owned by Richard Ray of St. Claude, Manitoba. Again, your winner, race number 2 this afternoon, Raise Your Glass, at a time of 2:08.1. Your official top-down order of finish for this race, 5, 6, 1, 4, 3, 2. Again, 5, 6, 1, 4, 3, 2. Well, the second race in the books, ladies and gentlemen, your winner was Raise Your Glass at a time of 2:08.1. Raise Your Glass paid $3.90 to win, $2.80 to place, $3.10 to show. Chocolate Bomb was second at $2.80 to place and $5.50 to show. Your $1 exactor, 3.6, paid $4.75. Your 20-cent Triactor paid $9.26. And, of course, race number 2 was the back half of the first daily double. Your $1 Double D paid $8.15. We'll take a look ahead to race number 3 coming up shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look ahead to race number 3 on our 8-race card for this afternoon. And this race has the potential to get you on your feet at the finish line with a very evenly matched team starting in the middle of the pack. Your numbers 2, 3, and 4 horses are all winners last week. and all turned in times for the mile within 1 second of each other. Add in 2 drivers tied for the lead and wins this season, and you've got the makings of one fun race to watch and for me to call as well. To cross the finish line first, I'm going to go with the number 2 horse, Is He Watching, being driven by Michael Ray. The filly started third last week, but driver Ray guided her through the field to win by a half a length. Her time was a second slower than her main competitors, but she's starting closer to the rail, which should give her that little bit of an advantage. For second this race, I'm going to go with Don Howlett and Voodoo Blue Chip. 3 wins in her last 4 races, although 2 of those victories started with the colt along the rail. He's got game, but I think is he watching? We'll be watching him and holding off all comers. And my pick to show will be the number 4 horse, Looking Like a Million. The gelding did win starting from the 4th spot last week, but doesn't have any great speed or time advantage over the other selections to suggest that he'll overtake them at all. So make it a 2-3-4 finish in race number 3, which is also, by the way, the first race of today's Pick 3 feature. If you can pick the winners of races 3, 4, and 5, you could walk away with a nice bit of jingle in your jeans. My selections for the next 3 races will be 2, 3, 1. But for this race, race number 3, it's 2, 3, 4. Good luck from the Loop. And now with his selections and a recap of race number 2, let's throw over to the professor, Mike Williams.
Thanks, Frank.
All right, folks, The horses are on the track for race number 3 this afternoon for a purse of $4,050. And let's take a look at who's taking part. The number 1 horse is Mystic Messenger, driven and trained by Paula Mason. Your number 2 horse, Is He Watching, driven by Michael Ray and trained by Richard Ray. The number 3 horse, Voodoo Blue Chip, with driver Don Howlett and trained by Matthew Howlett. Your number 4 horse, Looking Like a Million, driven by Richard Remillard, trained by Tara Isman. And the number 5 horse, that's Irish Gene, driven and trained by Clayton Braybrook. As the horses head down the back stretch and get themselves ready for the post, let's reintroduce you to everybody taking part in race number 3. Your number 1 horse, Mystic Messenger, driven by Paula Mason. Your number 2 horse, Is He Watching, driven by Michael Ray. That's Don Hollett on the reins for the number 3 horse, Voodoo Blue Chip. Your number 4 horse, Richard Remillard, driving Looking Like a Million. And the number 5 horse is Irish Gene, driven by Clayton Braybrook. The horses are getting themselves in position, and we are but mere moments away from pacing. The horses are lined up as we come around the turn. They're at the post. Soaring over that gate, and watch them ponies accelerate. This is going to be a good one. We are pacing race number 3 from the Loop Red River Exhibition Park on a sunny, humid, windy Saturday afternoon here in Winnipeg. Diving down to that first turn, it is He Watching? Your number 2 horse taking the early lead, followed by Voodoo Blue Chip. Then it is Mystic Messenger, Looking Like a Million, and Irish Gene. Is He Watching continues to set the pace early in this race as we head towards the first quarter pole. Is He Watching, followed closely by Voodoo Blue Chip at a time of 31-3 on that first quarter. Is He Watching? Voodoo Blue Chip. That is Mystic Messenger, Looking Like a Million, and Irish Gene bringing up the rear. Is He Watching lengthens his lead as we come around turn number 2 and head towards the home stretch for the first time. It is He Watching? Michael Ray going for the hat trick, the natural hat trick of wins this afternoon. The winner of race number 1 and 2, Michael Ray, continuing to hold on to that lead, but on the outside, setting a quick pace. It's Looking Like a Million as we hit that halfway post at 102-4. Now starting to press for the lead. It is Looking Like a Million as we come around turn number 3, but Is He Watching? Still holding on to that lead. Is He Watching? Then Looking Like a Million, Voodoo Blue Chip, Mystic Messenger, and Irish Gene still bringing up that rear. It is He Watching, screaming down that back stretch with about a half a horse length lead as we head towards the 3-quarter pole. This is going to be an exciting finish, ladies and gentlemen. 1:33-2, your 3-quarter time. It is He Watching, still holding off all challengers as we head around the final turn and make our way towards home. Is He Watching being challenged by Looking Like a Million? It looks like it might be a 2-horse race as we come around that final turn and head towards home. Are we going to have some drama at the finish line? Is He Watching is starting to lengthen his lead, but starting to press, and no, he's not going to catch him. Is He Watching? Your winner at a time of 2:02-4. Is He Watching? Followed by Looking Like a Million and Mystic Messenger. Again, your winner. Congratulations to Michael Ray with the natural hat trick. 3 wins in a row. Is He Watching? It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Now sliding into the winner's circle. Your winner of race number 3 is He Watching at a time of 2:02 and 4. Driven by Michael Ray and trained by Richard Ray, the 3-year-old bay filly by He's Watching out of Modern Hanover from Western Hanover and owned by Laverne Turnbull of Kitchener, Ontario. The man has a hot hand, driver Michael Ray. That is his 3rd straight win this afternoon. The winner, again, of your number 3 race this afternoon, the number 2 horse, is He Watching. Your official order of finish from top down, 5-1-3-2-4, 5-1-3-2-4. Is He Watching pays $20.40 to win, $8.40 to place, and $2.80 to show. Your number 2 horse was Looking Like a Million. Paid $2.60 to win, $4 to show. And the number 3 horse, Voodoo Blue Chip, paid $2.20 to show. Your $1 exactor, 2-4, paid $6.15. Your 20-cent triactor, paid $2.43, paid $2.67. So once again, the 3rd race now in the books and official. Your winner is He Watching. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't catch it a little bit earlier, looking ahead to race number 4, we have a scratch. Please scratch in race number 4, the number 4 horse, Not So Bashful. Again, on your program for race number 4 coming up, a scratch, the number 4 horse, Not So Bashful. All right, folks, let's take a look ahead to race number 4 and see what we think is going to be happening. For this one, I'm going to have to disagree with the odds makers just a little bit, play a hunch, I guess you'll say, and go with the number 2 horse, Lazar Mania. The filly picked up her first career win a couple weeks ago, running from 4th to 1st, and prior to that was a bridesmaid 3 weeks in a row. She's won more money than any horse in the field and is starting 2nd from the rail. Put it all together, and I think she wins her 2nd career race this afternoon. My pick to place in this race is the number 3 horse, Super Cozy. In the money the last 3 weeks, this mare is very evenly matched with my choice to win. It'll be close, but I still think 2nd is the best that she can hope for. And for 3rd place, I'll take the number 5 horse, Cartoon Kid. Placed 2nd last week after leading for most of the race, eventually losing by half a length. If the colt was starting closer inside, I'd say he has a good chance to win. But starting 5th, I think it'll finish be an exciting 3rd is what we're looking at. So for race number 4, Let's go with 235 235. And good luck from the Loop. And with a recap on race number 3, plus his look ahead to race number 4 with his picks, let's throw it over to the professor, Mike Williams.
Wow.
The horses are on the track for race number 4. Let's take a look at what's happening in this race for a purse of $3,850. Your number 1 horse is Tina. Her first win last week here at the Loop, driven and trained by Clayton Braybrook. Your number 2 horse is Lazar Mania, driven by Michael Ray, trained by Richard Ray. There's the number 3 horse, Super Cozy, with Paula Mason, your driver and trainer. And the number 4 horse was scratched for this race. Once again, the number 4 horse scratched. So we move on to the number 5 horse, Cartoon Kid, driven and trained by Mark Filion. Your Mrs. Little Bozo, the number 6 horse, driven and trained by Richard Filion and trained by Mark Filion, pardon me. And number 7 is Palmer's Puddin', driven by Daryl Mason and trained by Sherry Mason. All right, as the horses head down the back stretch and get themselves ready to line up at the post, let's reintroduce you to everybody taking place in race number 4 this afternoon here at the Loop. Your number 1 horse is Tina, driven by Clayton Braybrook. Michael Ray is on the controls for Lazar Mania, the number 2 horse. Your number 3 horse, Super Cozy, driven by Paula Mason. Number 5, Cartoon Kid, with driver Mark Filion. Mrs. Little Bozo is the number 6 horse, driven by Richard Filion. And the number 7 horse is Palmer's Puddin', driven by Daryl Mason. The horses are getting themselves set, and we are but mere moments away from pacing. The horses are lined up as we come around the turn. They're at the post. Swing open that gate and watch them accelerate. We are pacing. We had a break with the number 1 horse. Tina broke early before the starter's gate opened as we dive down into turn number 1 and get this race number 4 on the way. As we head into turn number 1, it is Lazar Mania taking the early lead. It is Cartoon Kid taking the early lead. Cartoon Kid with Lazar Mania following close behind. Then Super Cozy, Mrs. Little Bozo. Going down that back stretch, and it is 3 horses sort of leading the way with Cartoon Kid, Lazar Mania, and Super Cozy. We hit that first quarter time in 31 even with Cartoon Kid still in the lead, followed by Lazar Mania, Super Cozy, and Mrs. Little Bozo. Now moving up and locking Super Cozy or Lazar Mania into the pocket. It's Super Cozy making a play on the outside. Cartoon Kid still showing the way as we come down the home stretch for the first time. That is Super Cozy starting to make a challenge from the outside as we hit the halfway point of this race at 102 and 2. That is Cartoon Kid still in the lead, being challenged now by Super Cozy. Lazar Mania falling back to third with Mrs. Little Bozo and the rest of the field falling in behind. That is Cartoon Kid showing the way as we come around turn number 3 and head to the back stretch. We have got the makings of an exciting finish here as Super Cozy now challenging once again. It is Super Cozy and Lazar Mania side by side as we hit that 3/4 post at a time of 1:32 and 2. It is now Super Cozy and Lazar Mania continuing to battle it out as we head into the final turn. It is Lazar Mania taking the lead back again from Super Cozy, putting on some late speed. It is Lazar Mania with Super Cozy and Cartoon Kid ahead of the rest of the field. Everybody else well behind. Coming down that stretch as we head towards the finish line, it looks like it is going to be Lazar Mania coming in, and it is going to be actually Cartoon Kid. Cartoon Kid with a late burst of speed. Cartoon Kid coming out of that final turn at 2:03 even. It's Cartoon Kid with the win. Heading into the winner's circle, ladies and gentlemen, at a time of 2:03 even, we say congratulations to the number 5 horse, Cartoon Kid. Cartoon Kid, driven and trained by Mark Fillion, the 3-year-old bay colt, is by Cartoon Daddy out of Alcarzit and from Jigsaw, and owned by Mark Fillion of St. Malo, Manitoba. Again, a time of 2:03 even. Your winner, Cartoon Kid. So your top-down order of finish is official. It is 632 scratch 154. 632 scratch 154. The winner of race number 4 was Cartoon Kid. Cartoon Kid, driven by Mark Fillion, paid $470 to win, $370 to place, and $280 to show. Super Cozy in second played $260 to place, no money for show, and Lazar Mania paid $210 to show. Your $1 exactor 5-3 paid $2, and your 20-cent triactor 5-3-2 paid $2.26. That is it for race number 4. Back with a look ahead to race number 5 in a couple of minutes from now. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look ahead to race number 5 as we head into the back half of today's 8-race card. And this has to be considered one of the races of the day. So much talent in this one. If any horse has an off day or a driver misses an opportunity, it's going to hurt their chances in this one, I think. The team that jumps off the page for me is Dean Ray driving Grit and Grace. Man, what a killer combo these two have been so far this season. Winners of 4 straight weeks in a row. You have to go back to the second quarter of race number 3, 3 weeks ago, to find a time when they weren't leading the pack. The filly turned in the best time last week, and I think it would be a major upset if she doesn't make it 5 straight wins this afternoon. For second this time around, I really like the number 3 horse, Singing Ramona. In the money, her last 5 starts, over $24,000 in winnings so far this year. Add one of the hottest drivers this season, Don Howlett, And you put all of that together in the blender, mix it up, and Singing Ramona definitely going to be in the mix, probably second place. And for third, let's go with the number 2 horse, Trust Me a Lot. Again, another fantastic filly trained by Jacqueline Grundy, a winner in 2 of her last 3 starts. Racing, winning is great, but the more you do it, the tougher your competition. And today, my other 2 choices might be just a little more difficult for her to catch. But as I've said before, that's why they invented tri-actor wagering. So make it 1-3-2 tri-actor wager, then box the same horses on an exactor, and you should have a winning ticket. Race number 5, also the first race of today's Pick 4 feature, where you can pick the winner of races 5, 6, 7, and 8. My Pick 4 choices will be 1, 1, 1, and 5. Again, the Pick 4, 1, 1, 1, and 5. Good luck from the Loop. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, to visit Red River Exhibition Park and enjoy some not-so-frightful fun with the entire family coming up in October. Put on your favorite Halloween costume and experience a new world of enchanting activities and spooktacular festivities that'll leave you and the little ones grinning from ear to ear. It's Witchy Wonderland, October 11th to 27th, right here at Red River Exhibition Park. All right, the horses are on the track now for race number 5 of our 8-race card this afternoon. This one for a purse of $3,950. And it is race number 1 of the Pick 4 feature for races 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's introduce you to all the participants. Your number 1 horse is Grit and Grace, driven by Dean Ray and trained by Lorraine Ray. Your number 2 horse, Trust Me a Lot, driven by Tyler Grundy, trained by Jacqueline Grundy. Coming in front of the grandstand now, your number 3 horse, Singing Ramona, driven by Don Howlett and trained by Matthew Howlett. The number 4 horse, Texas Drifter, driven by Mark Howlett and trained by Trevor Williams. And coming into view now as well is your number 5 horse, Flying Officer, driven by Michael Ray and trained by Jacqueline Grundy. As the horses head down the backstretch and get themselves ready for race number 5, let's reintroduce you to everybody taking part in what I think is going to be a very, very exciting race. Your number 1 horse is Grit and Grace with Dean Ray at the controls. Number 2 horse is Trust Me a Lot with Tyler Grundy holding the reins. Your number 3 horse, Singing Ramona, driven by Don Howlett. Number 4 horse, Texas Drifter, driven by Mark Filion. And the number 5 horse, Flying Officer, driven by Michael Ray. The horses are getting themselves into position, and we are but mere moments away from pacing. The horses are lined up as we come around the turn. They're at the post. Swing over the underway here at the Loop Red River Exhibition Park. Taking that early lead, it is Flying Officer showing some speed and flying out to the front of the pack. It is Flying Officer in front as we head down into the backstretch for the first time, followed closely by Grit and Grace, then Trust Me a Lot, Texas Drifter, and Singing Ramona. As we head down that backstretch for the first time, it is Singing Ramona now in the lead as we hit the first quarter post at 30-1. 30-1. Singing Ramona showing the way now with Grit and Grace, Trust Me a Lot, and Texas Drifter. And then it is Flying Officer bringing up the back of the pack, but now starting to show some speed from the back and starting to look at that move. Look at that move coming up, and just instantly like that, going from 5th to 2nd and heading into turn number 2, showing a lot of speed. Singing Ramona still showing the way, but here comes Flying Officer making a charge as we head towards the halfway mark of this race. It is still Singing Ramona, but being challenged by Flying Officer on the outside. That 102 even, the time for the halfway point. It is Singing Ramona in the lead, diving into turn number 3, still being challenged by Flying Officer. Then it is Grit and Grace, Texas Drifter, and also Singing Ramona. Heading down that back stretch, we still have Singing Ramona in the lead with Grit and Grace, Flying Officer, Trust Me a Lot, and Texas Drifter bringing up the back of the pack. At the three-quarter post at 132 even, it is still Singing Ramona in the lead, but look at the challenge coming on from Flying Officer. Flying Officer continuing to gain ground as we come around the final turn and head towards the finish. It is still Singing Ramona in the lead by about a head, with Flying Officer making a huge challenge. Coming down that back stretch, it is going to be an exciting finish with Singing Ramona and Flying Officer challenging each other. Can Singing Ramona hold on? Singing Ramona is going to hold on. Your winner, Singing Ramona, followed by Flying Officer and Grit and Grace at a time of 2:01.3. The winner of race number 5, Singing Ramona. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Now entering the winner's circle at a time of 2:01 and 3. The winner of race number 5, Singing Ramona. Singing Ramona, driven by Don Howlett and trained by Matthew Howlett, the 4-year-old bay mare by Sports Writer out of Gilbert, Hanover, from Western Deal, owned by Don Howlett of West St. Paul, Minnesota. Again, your winner at a time of 2:01.3 is Singing Ramona. The official top-down order of finish for race number 5 is 3-4-1-5-2. 3-4-1-5-2. Here's the results from race number 5. Singing Ramona paid $86.40 to win, $10 to place, $2.10 to show. Flying Officer paid $6.60 to place and $3.70 to show. Grit and Grace paid $2.10 to show. Your $1.35 exactor paid $13.10. The 20-cent triactor 351 paid $6.01. And the 20-cent pick 3, 253, picked $3, paid $3.95. That's official. It's in the books. Race number 5 from the Loop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look ahead to race number 6 and see where we can perhaps win you a little bit of money. My choice to finish first in this one will be the number 1 horse, Control the Distance. The mare hasn't started higher than third this season, but has still strung together 4 straight second-place finishes, all very close to the eventual winners. This horse and driver, Paula Mason, have something really special going. I think starting on the rail will give them that little bit of an edge. So take, again, the number 1 horse, Control the Distance. For my pick to place, I'm going to take the number 5 horse, Chasing Rainbows. The 3-year-old started 4th a couple of weeks back, took the lead early, never looked back at her maiden win. Then last week jumped from 4th to 2nd, finishing less than 2 lengths off the lead. If she was starting further inside, she'd have a great chance to win, but I think 2nd is the best she's going to do today. And for 3rd place, let's go with the number 3 horse, Tough Crowd. Couple of wins in Miami back in July to go with a 2nd and a 3rd place finish here at the Loop this month. The colt will be running in a Tough Crowd today and will finish a very, very exciting and close 3rd place. So my selections for race number 6, 153. 153. Good luck from the Loop. All right, folks, horses are on the track for race number 6 for a purse of $3,850. Let's take a look at who's taking part in this one this afternoon. Coming around the turn and getting ready to pass in front of the grandstand, there's your number 1 horse, Control the Distance, driven by Paula Mason and trained by Sherry Mason. Your number 2 horse is Some Might Say, driven by Michael Ray and trained by Richard Ray. The number 3 horse is Tough Crowd, driven and trained by Mark Filion. Also coming around the turn right now, the number 4 horse, Peekaboo Pebbles, driven by Don Howlett and trained by Matthew Howlett. Your number 5 horse is Chasin' Rainbows, driven by Dean Ray, trained by Lorraine Ray. And the number 6 horse, Fancy That, driven by Daryl Mason and trained by Sherry Mason. The horses are making their way towards the back stretch, getting ready to line up at the post. So let's reintroduce you to everybody taking part in race number 6 this afternoon here at the Loop, Red River Exhibition Park. Your number 1 horse is Control the Distance, driven by Paula Mason. The number 2 horse, Some Might Say, driven by Michael Ray. The number 3 horse is Tough Crowd, with your driver, Mark Filion. The number 4 horse, Peekaboo Pebbles, driven by Don Howlett. Dean Ray is on the reins for the number 5 horse, Chasing Rainbows. And the number 6 horse is driven by Daryl Mason. The number 6 horse is Fancy That. The horses are getting themselves lined up, and we are but mere moments away from pacing. The horses are in position as we come around the turn. They're at the post. Swing open that gate and watch them accelerate. We are pacing. We had a bit of a break on the number 1 horse as we came into position before the gate opened up, but we are heading down into turn number 1, and we have got race number 6 from the Loop, Red River Exhibition Park, underway. Taking the early lead, it is Tough Crowd coming in from the 3rd position to take the early lead, like I said, with Fancy That starting to show some speed on the outside and now taking over that lead. It is Fancy That with Daryl Mason at the controls as we head towards the first quarter pole at a time of 29-1. Big burst of speed for Fancy That. Still holding on a second is Tough Crowd now, as Some Might Say. Chasing Rainbows is coming into the 4th position as the rest of the field trails behind. It is still Fancy That in the lead coming around turn number 2, but starting to make a big move on the outside of Fancy That is your number 1 horse, Control the Distance. It is Control the Distance now, putting on some speed and trying to chase down Fancy That as we hit the halfway mark at 1 minute and 1. It is now Control the Distance taking over the lead as we head into turn 3, followed by Fancy That, Tough Crowd, and Chasing Rainbows. It is Control the Distance lengthening their lead and controlling the race with Paula Mason on the reins as we go to some like Tough Crowd after that, Fancy That, and Chasing Rainbows, with Peekaboo Pebbles bringing up the rear of the pack. It is Control the Distance in total control right now at 129-4 at the 3-quarter pole. It is Control the Distance completely in control, like I said, as we go around the final turn and get ready to hit the home stretch. It is Control the Distance, followed by Tough Crowd, Chasing Rainbows, Some Might Say, and Peekaboo Pebbles at the back of the pack. Control the Distance looks like she may be home in control, but I'm sure the rest of the horses are going to have something to say about this. It is Control the Distance as we come around the final turn. Control the Distance looks like she's going to cruise to victory. Look at that. It is Control the Distance at a time of 2:01-2, followed by Some Might Say and Tough Crowd. Your winner at a time of 2:01-2, Paula Mason, and Control the Distance. Now in the winner's circle, we say congratulations to Control the Distance and driver Paula Mason picking up her 4th win of the season. That's Control the Distance, a 4-year-old bay mare by Control the Moment out of Ashley's Luck from Camluck, owner by Daryl and Sherry Mason of Killarney, Manitoba. Again, at a time of 2:01 and 2, your winner, Control the Distance. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner at a time of 2:01 and 2 is Control the Distance, driven by Paula Mason. So your order of finish, your official order of finish from top down: 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6. The winner for race number 6, Control the Distance, with Paula Mason, paid $10.20 to win, $5.60 to place, and $8.40 to show. No money on Some Might Say, and your number 3 horse, A Tough Crowd, pay $8.40 to show. The $1 exactor 1-2 paid $18.45, while your 20-cent triactor 1-2 all paid $11.86. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at race number 7. Another great race, potentially late on this Saturday afternoon card. And for race number 7, I'm going to go with the number 5 horse, Army Captain Hanover. 4 wins in his last 6 starts to go with a place at the show. This horse and the number 3 horse, Litazor, had a major rivalry going all this year, trading back-to-back wins and back and forth. But the reason I'm going with Army Captain Hanover goes back to August 3rd when he started 6th. And Litazor started 3rd, and Army Captain Hanover still managed to overcome and win the race. I said lightning strikes again today. With that in mind, my number 2 choice will be Litazor, and my number 3 horse will be Chaz Michael. In that August 3rd race I mentioned a little earlier, Chaz started 2nd, but still couldn't hold on against the hard-charging Army Captain Hanover or Litazor. So, for race number 7, make it 5-3-2. 5-3-2. This is also the first race of the late daily double feature where you have a chance to pick the winners of races 7 and 8. So my late daily double selections are 5 and 1. So again, for this race, 5-3-2. For the late daily double, 5 and 1. Good luck from the Loop. Well, the horses are on the track for race number 7 this afternoon for a purse of $5,150 here at the Loop. Let's introduce you to all the people who are taking part. Number 1 is Tammy Blue, driven and trained by Clayton Braybrook. Your number 2 horse coming across is Chaz Michael, driven by Richard Remillard, trained by Tara Isman. The number 3 horse is Litazor, driven by Don Howlett and trained by Matthew Howlett. There's your number 4 horse, Two Shoes, driven by Dean Ray, trained by Dennis Chapelet. And last but not least, of course, is the number 5 horse coming across the grandstand now. It is Army Captain Hanover, driven by Michael Ray and trained by Richard Ray. Just a reminder, race fans, we still have some exciting weeks of racing still ahead. this season here at the Loop at Red River Exhibition Park. Coming up next weekend on Sunday, September the 1st, we have got some great racing. Saturday, October the 31st, it is the Great Western Final that is going to be happening. So make sure you mark your calendars and come in for that one. Some great horses taking part in that. Saturday, September the 7th, it's the 4-year-old stake, Futurity Final, and Kindergarten. That's going to be an exciting day. And then on Saturday, September the 14th, it's the Golden Boy and Silk Lace leg number 2 as we try and determine who is going to be in the finals. The finals for the Golden Boy and Silk Lace are coming up on Saturday, September the 28th. We are racing right through until the beginning of October, October 5th and October the 6th, our final 2 days of racing at the Loop this season. So like I said, still a lot of racing action to come this season. Looking forward to seeing you every single weekend here at the Loop. As the horses head down the back stretch to get themselves in place for race number 7, let's reintroduce you to everybody taking part. The number 1 horse, Tammy Blue, with driver Clayton Braybrook. Number 2 is Chaz Michael with driver Richard Remillard. And number 3 horse is Litazor, driven by Don Howlett. The number 4 horse is Two Shoes with driver Dean Ray. And the number 5 horse, Army Captain Hanover, driven by Michael Ray. The horses are getting themselves into position, and we are but mere moments away from pacing. The horses are lined up as we come around the turn. They're at the post. Swing open that gate and watch them ponies accelerate. Race number 7 at the Loop, Red River Exhibition Park, underway on a beautiful, sunny, humid, windy Saturday afternoon. Taking that early lead from the outside position, it's Two Shoes with driver Dean Ray as we head down the back stretch, followed by Litazor, Chaz Michael, Army Captain Hanover, and Tammy Blue. We are cruising towards that first quarter pole with Two Shoes, Litazor, Chaz Michael, Army Captain Hanover distancing themselves from Tammy Blue at the back of the pack. 28-2, great first quarter speed as Two Shoes continues to show the way, followed closely by Litazor. Then it's a battle between Chaz Michael, Army Captain Hanover. But look at Tammy Blue starting to make a move and starting to move into the rest of the pack from the back. As we come around the turn number 2 and head towards the home stretch for the first time, it continues to be your leader from the beginning of the race, Two Shoes, at a time of 58-4. Two Shoes still showing the way, but look at that speed from Army Captain Hanover starting to make a move from the outside, boxing Litazor rather into the second spot as we come around turn number 3. It's still Two Shoes followed by Litazor, Chaz Michael, and Army Captain Hanover now pulling into second. Two Shoes followed by Army Captain Hanover with Litazor and Chaz Michael. We hit that three-quarter post at a time of 1:28-3. This is a great pace these horses have got going. We still have in the lead Army Captain Hanover. Army Captain Hanover is now taking over that lead and starting to lengthen his position ahead of Two Shoes, Chaz Michael, Litazor, and Tammy Blue. Coming around the final turn, Army Captain Hanover has taken over this race and is showing the way and leading the way as we come towards the winner's circle. It is going to be a battle for second place. Your winner is going to be Army Captain Hanover, followed by Litazor and Chaz Michael. But in a time of 1:59-1, the fastest pace so far today, the winner, Army Captain Hanover with driver Michael Ray. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner in a time of 159 and 2. And now entering the winner's circle, Army Captain Hanover, driven by Michael Ray and trained by Richard Ray. Army Captain Hanover, an 8-year-old bay gelding by Captain Treacherous out of All-American Co-Ed from Dragon Again, and owned by Laverne Turnbull of Kitchener, Ontario. Again, congratulations at a time of 159 and 2. Your winner, Army Captain Hanover. Your official top-down order of finish, 432-5-1. 432-5-1. Again, your winner in race number 7, Army Captain Hanover. Army Captain Hanover paid $320 to win and $480 to place. Litazor paid $4 to show, and Chaz Michael paid $2.80 to show. Your $1 exactor 5-3 paid $2.35, while the 20-cent triactor 5-3-2 paid a whopping 91 cents. All right, folks, time for us to take a look ahead to the final race of this afternoon's card, a race in which I say your winner will once again come from along the rail. My pick this time around is the number 1 horse, Non-Versation. 6 straight money finishes for the 4-year-old mare, and for the last 4 weeks, the best starting position she's had was 4th. Turned in a time of 59 and 2 last week. Starting inside will be tough to beat. Her main challenge will come from the number 3 horse, Seek and Destroy. Edged out Non-Versation by 0.2 of a second last week to place, but it'll take more than that this week to move up from 3rd to the winner's circle and overtake her. And for 3rd in this final race of the day, I'm going to go with the number 4 horse, Mock Jacobs, based on past experience. So for race number 8, let's make it 1-3-4. That's 1-3-4. And good luck from the Loop. All right, the horses are on the track for race number 8 this afternoon, our final race this afternoon at the Loop. Let's take a look at everybody taking part. Your number 1 horse is Nonversation, driven by Richard Remillard and trained by Tara Isman. Your number 2 horse, Colonel Kelly, driven by Clayton Braybrook and trained by Clayton as well. Your number 3 horse, that's Seek and Destroy, with driver and trainer Paula Mason on the reins. Coming into view around the turn right now, that's horse number 4, Mock Jacobs, driven by Dean Ray and trained by Lorraine Ray. And your number 5 horse, don't forget we do have a driver change on the number 5 horse. Your number 5 horse is Bet You Love Me, now being driven by Tyler Grundy and trained by Arthur Ray. All right, folks, as the horses head around the turn and go down the backstretch, get themselves ready for this, our final race of the afternoon, let's reintroduce you to everybody taking part in race number 8. Your number 1 horse is Non-Versation, driven by Richard Remillard. The number 2 horse is Colonel Kelly, with driver and trainer Clayton Braybrook. Seek and Destroy is your number 3 horse, driven by Paula Mason. Mock Jacobs is on the rein. Mock Jacobs is the number 4 horse, rather, with Dean Ray on the reins. And Bet You Love Me is the number 5 horse, driven by Tyler Grundy. The horses are going to get themselves into position, and we are but mere moments away from pacing. The horses are getting lined up as we come around the turn. They're at the post. Swing open that gate and watch them accelerate. We are pacing. It's the 8th and final race of the day here at the Loop on a beautiful Saturday afternoon as we head into turn number 1, and Non-Versation takes the early lead. We got a break on horse number 2. Colonel Kelly is broken, and that leaves it open for Non-Versation to take an extra large lead as the rest of the pack tries to catch up. It's Non-Versation with a sizable lead because of that break by Colonel Kelly, followed by Mock Jacobs, Colonel Kelly, and Bet You Love Me. Non-Versation continues to lead as we pass the first quarter at a time of 29-1. Now the rest of the pack starting to catch up. It's Mock Jacobs, Colonel Kelly, Seek and Destroy, and Bet You Love Me bringing up the back of the pack. It is still Non-Versation in the lead, but catching up quickly. It's Mock Jacobs and Seek and Destroy, with Colonel Kelly still in the pack as we come around the turn and head down the home stretch for the first time in this race. It is still leading the way, Non-Versation, but making a move at the halfway point, 59-4. That is Seek and Destroy from the outside. That is Seek and Destroy. We keep moving into the next turn, and it is Non-Versation still leading the way. Seek and Destroy starting to make a big move with Mock Jacobs, Colonel Kelly, and Bet You Love Me. Non-Versation still leading the way. Non-Versation with Richard Remillard on the reins, starting to lose their lead a little bit, with Seek and Destroy coming on strong as we head towards the three-quarter pole at a time of 1:30 even. It is Non-Versation still holding on to that lead as they have from the very first turn of the race, and now starting to lengthen their lead with Seek and Destroy on the outside, blocking in Mark Jacobs on the post. It is Non-Versation still leading as we come around that final turn with Mock Jacobs and Seek and Destroy. Now we're coming down the final turn, the final stretch. It is going to be Non-Versation. The battle going to be for second. It's Non-Versation, followed by Mark Jacobs and Seek and Destroy. In a time of 2 minutes and 3, your winner for the 8th and final race this afternoon, Non-Versation. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. In a time of 2 minutes and 3, your winner of our final race this afternoon, race number 8, is the number 1 horse, Nonversation, driven by Richard Remillard and trained by Tara Isman. Nonversation, the 4-year-old bay mare by Mystician out of Say Anything from Rock and Roll Hanover, and owned by Tara Isman, Jim Wilson, and Richard Remillard. Winner of the 8th race, Nonversation, paid $4 to win, $2.10 to place, $2.10 to show. Mock Jacobs, your number 2 horse, paid $3.40 to place and $3.70 to show. And Seek and Destroy, your number 3 horse, paid $2.60 to show. Your $1 exactor 1-4 paid $26.40. The 20-cent triactor 143 paid $1.61. Well, the $1 daily double races 7 and 8. 5 and 1 paid $5, and the $1 pick 4 for races, your picks rather, were 3, 1, 5, 4, and paid $9.40. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, next weekend, Labor Day long weekend, take in all the spectacular sights and sounds of the Fall Fair as we have 2 days of racing on both Saturday and Sunday. This 3-day festival of fun celebrates the transition of the season, offering one last chance for you to get out with the family, enjoy some outdoor fun before the weather starts to turn a little cooler. 20 thrilling midway rides, a variety of children's entertainers, mouth-watering food, exciting Manitoba harness racing, as I said, on Saturday and Sunday, and an amazing bounty of super fun things to do for all ages. This year's Fall Fair, back bigger and better than ever. It's running from August 30th to September the 1st here at the Loop. That does it for us this afternoon. There's a couple of qualifying races coming up, so if you'd like to see a little more racing action, by all means, please do stick around. Wherever you happen to be heading to this weekend, make sure you drive safely, and we'll see you back here again at the Loop next Saturday.